causing a ruckus.
Yeah,
You
the
know
dog
what?
was.
Maybe this isn't a good look, so I might go grab a cup real quick.
I'm gonna go put on a ring. I don't know how to fucking start this, so I'm gonna start it my way. Hi again, everybody that watches, the 7 people that are subscribed. Um, it's been like 3 months since my last thing, and I got awkward and decided I'm not gonna do this anymore, and then I got bullied into it. So to the 3 people that bullied me into making another podcast episode, you're welcome. So tonight at approximately 10:42 p.m., I'm talking to Mason. You can kind of do your little spiel.
Hi, my name is Mason. I'm friends with Maddie, and I am in a band called Swag, where I play guitar and sometimes bass and record stuff and mix it for my other members to mix it fully. And Maddie asked me if I wanted to be on this podcast with her, and I said sure.
Yeah, so he does that, and we're also a part of the I'm a part of the Disjointed Directors. There's a little name drop right there.
I'm
But
interested in it, but I'm not a part.
we are working on getting him a part of the editing team. So we're doing a little test with this and another project that I can't talk about because I signed an NDA. I didn't sign an NDA.
I thought you did because I believed you.
We probably should, though, with the amount of BTS that we post. There's a lot of things that got posted that weren't supposed to be posted. For another music video. I'm not breathing. I need to breathe. We can start off with what are some of your favorite bands and what kind of inspired you to get into music?
Well, the first thing that really inspired me to want to play music was my uncle Benny was playing bass, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I had always seen a guitar, and he was like, "It's a bass." And I was like, "Can you teach me that?" And he was like, "Sure." So I just learned how to play bass, and I never really wanted to be in a band per se until I saw System of a Down performance, and I immediately was like, "Yeah, I want to do that." So I just started listening to metal, and it progressively got heavier and heavier, and I got better and better in my own, in my own way. But I never really was into it until I was about 12 and saw him playing, and then started getting into music like that. I'd always listened to music, but never like I want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, some of the bands that really made me want to play were like Mudvayne and like Slipknot, System of a Down, like shit like that. But I still listen to those bands, but that's not my primary influence at this point.
Well, what is your primary influence at this point?
I'd say probably like Nails or Full of Hell, bands you've never listened to.
No, because I'm strictly punk at this point.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, I thought you were all black metaled out. What happened to that?
Well, since we're gonna get on that subject, Rory Culkin. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna flash a huge image of him on screen when you say that. Actually, I'm gonna put Macaulay Culkin instead.
No.
I'm gonna put him going. Ah!
So I kind of dabbled in metal, but it was mostly punk, and then uh, I'd say pre-high school I found Mayhem and kind of like listened to them on and off, like okay, yeah, they're cool, whatever. And then saw clips of a movie and was like, "Oh, I'll watch that one day." And then one day I saw another clip and was like, "Oh, I'll watch this." And uh first, I don't know, 5 minutes of the movie, he mentions Mayhem, like, "Oh, we're Mayhem." And I was like, "Oh, this is about the band I like." and then instantly fell in love with black metal because of how intense that story is. I don't know if I should talk about it
Well, yeah, of
here.
course.
Will I get demonetized? I don't know. I don't make
No,
money
I was
off
gonna
of
say
this.
you're gonna monetize this with your 7 viewers.
Can we get to that point?
Yeah, eventually, but for now, I think you're fine to talk about whatever.
Well, this is about you, not me.
Well, yeah, but I asked you about your background.
So we're talking about my background now. This isn't about me. Okay. Um, a lot of death and suicide and church burning and murdering
Mhm.
and Satanism. I'm not a Satanist. A lot of people
Yeah,
think
me
I'm a.
either.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're a hymntivist.
It's love metal. A lot of people think I am a Satanist. I am not a Satanist. I just like the music.
Okay.
And I hate religion. I hope my grandma doesn't watch this. Grandma, please don't watch this.
Grandma, please. I hope my
Um,
grandma doesn't see it either. Shit.
but yeah, after that movie, I started kind of appreciating the music a little bit more and then kind of fell down a rabbit hole of black metal, mostly European black
Mhm.
metal, and then a little bit more European thrash. So I feel like I'm kind of going down a different hole right now, other than punk, which has been pretty much my life for the past 10
I was gonna
years.
say a long time.
10, 12 years. I don't know. I think I was like 8. So 12 years.
Okay.
Um, that's more than 12 years. 8, 9, 10,
Yeah,
11,
you
12.
would be 20.
Yeah?
Yes, 8 plus 12 is 20.
Oh.
I'll cut that out.
No, you can keep it in. I'm gonna be a pilot.
Yeah. A pilot who can't do math.
If you see me looking over, I'm looking at my list that I have all set up because I had to be prepared for this, or else it was gonna go down a rabbit hole like it is right now.
Right.
How did you get into black metal?
I was just exploring different genres of metal, and at first, when I first heard death metal, I did not like it. I did not like the. I thought it was annoying. I thought it was ugly to listen to. And then I heard black metal, which was mostly higher pitched screams or just a different vocal style, different music style, and it just felt a lot more darker and just like something I could get into. So I got into black metal before I got into death metal, and I was into like Mayhem and Marduk, and I did like Burzum for a little bit before I found out what happened.
Canceled.
No, I don't like them anymore. But I did like
Him.
Burzum. Yes, him. I don't like Varg. Varg is fucking. Put that clip of Varg saying that crazy shit.
If you burn a church, how are they going to prove it?
But yeah, I did like Burzum, and then I got into black metal, and I realized that so many black metal musicians have done horrible crimes, and I was like, maybe I need to pick a little bit more carefully who I'm listening to. So I stopped listening to like Dissection and like Burzum. But after I got into black metal, I started to get into death metal more, and I just kind of liked it barely. And then I joined a deathcore band called Eyes of Oracle, and I fucking hated it because it was super boring to me. Because just the way they played, like the riffs were cool, but then there was like a breakdown every other riff, and I was like, this is boring. I hate it. But then my vocalist Nick, who I've been in bands with him for the past 7 or 8 years. He got me into deathcore that I actually did like, and then from there it just slowly devolved. I almost said devolved. Evolved into liking grindcore a lot and hardcore, and that's basically all I make now, which is hardcore, grindcore, and black metal. So
Oh, so you like haggis?
I do not fucking like haggis at all.
He likes haggis.
No, I don't, and I would not consider them grindcore. They're like
Everybody boo this man in the comments.
Say boo Mason and boo haggis. Watch the vocalist of Haggis watch this and totally shit on our faces.
Aren't they like Russian or something?
There's something. I'd say they're shitty. I wouldn't say they're Russian.
I can't.
They're not.
I
good.
love a lot of music. I love a lot of horrible music, but I
How about
can't do it.
How about the music I sent you that was horrible? Who did you hate more? Did you hate Wold more or the coat hangers more?
The coat hangers.
How could
Because you were like, this is punk. This is not punk.
That is punk. It's garage punk.
I don't know what it was, but their mothers needed to take coat hangers. And
Ooh. Abortion joke 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like a lot of weird. I like noise music too, which you obviously do not.
I get it. I mean, so there's a band called Neurosis, which is an East Bay punk band that played a lot at 924 Gilman, and some of their recordings that they didn't have the money for proper like, like a studio or like
Mixing and mastering and production.
proper equipment
Or nice amps or
yeah, and it's pretty horrible, but
you have an
Neurosis is really good.
You have
So
an
I mean,
appreciation for it.
yeah, because I mean I get where they're coming from. Being in Oakland is, a poor area, and they didn't have the money for all of that stuff. So I mean, I get noise music because maybe they don't have the equipment that they need, and they're just trying to make a living, but they just don't have the money for it, which is fine because we've all been there.
Yeah, a lot of different genres that combined into me making what I make now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's been in my room, stealing my beers away from my room.
That your little Aussie sound clip for the day?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to explain what the fuck that is that you can't stop doing? So, this is so black metal, guys. You're gonna love it. This is so punk and so metal.
So, I have an addiction to keeping up with the Kardashians. And, they like, yeah,
What's the other thing they always say?
brown.
That's what you say. It's Bible.
Bible. Okay, let me go get my salad.
that like seeped out of your mouth. You like didn't even say it. Let me get my salad.
I've worked like all week, so I'm a little like delirious. What was the first concert that you went to?
So the first concert I went to was my guitarist's band, but he played drums in it, called Reminiscence, and they opened for No Zodiac, Spite, Aversion's Crown, Oceano, Swatted to Prevail, and Oceano. And
wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy first show.
Wow, where was this at?
It was at the Chain Reaction.
Okay, well that.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2017 or 18. I think it was 2017.
Yeah, Slaughter to Prevail was pretty new.
That was their first U.S. tour.
Wow.
Yeah. So I saw them in that venue. I actually saw him, Alex Terrible, in the pit before the show even started. Me and my vocalist at the time, or he's still my vocalist, me and Nick, we had to take a piss. And Eric, who was working at the venue in the first band, was like, just walk in and go to the bathroom. They won't care. They'll just say that you're with us. So I was like, all right, cool. So we walk in, and as we're walking in, I turn, and Alex Terrible is standing in the pit, watching them set up the stage and just reading lyrics or looking at his phone, whatever. And I slapped my vocalist Nick. I'm like, dude, look. And he like just I don't know if he just didn't see him or was like just like trying to go piss or whatever. But we get in the bathroom, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, dude, that was Alex Terrible out there. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. He's like, I don't want to go back out there now because he was so nervous. And then we went back out there, and Alex was still just standing in the pit. And I was like, I want to say hi, but I feel like he's going to be annoyed because we're not even supposed to be in here. So we just didn't say anything to him. And then later on in the show, I yelled up on stage that Alex was hot, and he looked at me like he was going to stab me in the face. But yeah, that was my first show ever. And I got kicked in the chest. And the guy who did it cartwheeled away. So that was a pretty good taste of what I was getting myself into at that point. Because I really didn't listen to deathcore like that before that show.
Wow. Wow.
What was your first show? Say it.
Reba McEntire? No, it was 2014. I saw Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I was like 2014, so I was 10.
Okay, that's
And my dad, he was working in that area, and I kind of like found out about Joan Jett. Well, because the first band I listened to was Green Day. Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember watching on TV, the Golden God Awards was on, and she was getting honored, and there was a picture of her and Green Day together, and I was like, "Oh, because Green Day and her are."
They're besties.
Yeah, I have to
Nice.
quiet on set. So I kinda started listening to her music, and I was like, I didn't know girls can play guitar. I didn't know girls can do that. And then well, like, I'm dead serious, like, I didn't know that. And then ever since then, I was obsessed with her, and then in the mail, we got a letter or, like, a brochure from, the, LPAC, which is a venue out here. Well, it's uh I wouldn't say a venue, well, I mean, I guess it's a venue, um, out here in Lancaster where, like, plays and stuff happen, and, like, bands would come out here, but, Joan Jett was coming out here. Nobody was opening for her. She wasn't opening for anybody.
It was
It
just
was
Joan Jett.
it was just Joan Jett, and, my dad was working that night, and he got off of work and surprised me with tickets to go see Joan Jett that night, and, um I'd say that was the night my life changed forever.
Yeah.
Like, here I am, like, 10 years old, and I'm watching, a female guitar player and female frontwoman, and I remember just being like, "I didn't know this existed." I always thought it was just men in that genre,
Yeah.
and, I think because that was September of 14, April of 15, I got my first guitar, and
Started playing and shit.
I started playing, and then so that's wow, that was my first concert, and that we kept going, so we were in, like, in the 8th row. There was not really a pit, it was all just seating, and, my dad kept taking me up front, and we kept getting kicked back by,
Security.
yeah, and by, like, the 3rd or 4th time we went up there, I think she noticed, and she came up to me and gave me one of her guitar picks, and I think she wanted to bring me up on stage. And because I could see her talking to herself, like, she was away from the microphone, and I could see her talking to herself, and I think it was in her in-ears,
Probably.
and, so we think she wanted to bring me up on stage, but they wouldn't let her.
Yeah. It's a
And then Dougie
liability.
Needles threw guitar picks, like, 2 guitar picks at me, and, yeah, ever since then, 10 years later, still going strong. I've been studying music studying music for about 12 years, but that's was more music history than, well, actually, it's been more than 12 years because I was about 6 when I would wake up at 6 in the morning before anybody else to watch VH1 Top 20 Countdown.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my first concert, and that changed my life.
Hell yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess our first concerts both changed our musical direction.
Yes.
Do you remember being into music before that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't a musician, but I definitely had a lot of interest in a lot of bands, like the more typical Green Day, Blink-182, My Chemical Romance, Van
Take Me Back
Halen.
Sunday. What?
My parents are going to watch this.
That's fine. Taking Back Sunday. I'll redub it. It's clearly taken from when I just said it.
You clearly said
Back. I'm gonna put back, but it's gonna be my voice again. I'm gonna edit it to just make it look like you're. I'm gonna just gaslight you with my editing.
Yeah, it was more of like the typical like wannabe emo kid.
Okay, yeah.
Green Day, Joan Jett, Blink-182, Van Halen. It was a lot of classic rock bands, so like Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, which
Ozzy.
I really don't like anymore.
I don't think anyone
Ozzy.
does.
Yeah, no, Guns N' Roses are horrible. Yeah, it was a lot of that. And then later it became more not mediocre. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mediocre.
What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. What is the word you're looking for?
Like everybody listened to it.
Like generic or like
Yeah,
mainstream?
Mainstream. Black Veil
Okay.
Brides, Pierce the Veil. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth.
Black Veil Brides.
I know, Falling in Reverse, which we all know you love Ronnie Radke.
I would piss in his face.
Cut to a picture of edited Mason and Ronnie Radke kissing.
Would you say that your Joan Jett concert was your favorite concert, though?
No.
What's your favorite concert?
Ooh. That's really hard. That's really hard. Okay, was like the last concert I went to was I have to burp again. Hold on.
Do it loud as you can.
No, if I do, I'm gonna throw up.
Just projectile vomit.
No. It was Lagwagon and Strung Out. And then so that one was really good. That was like I think it was my first time in a pit alone. No, it wasn't. My first time in a pit alone was No, it was emo night. Emo night was my first time in a pit alone. Because it was easy and I didn't have to get hurt.
Yeah.
But I did get hurt.
Well, isn't that because you kept tripping?
Yeah, that and I got punched in the face.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Word of advice, don't wear platform boots to a concert you're gonna get into a pit in. I thought I was all hardcore, but my ankles were all fucked up.
It was hardcore, but your ankles were not.
No. But that concert was really good. The Lagwagon and Strung Out one was really good. MXPX was really good. The Ataris was really good. It's really hard.
What was the one you remember the most?
All of them.
Yeah, you're not the kind of person who's like, I barely remember that shit.
No, there's one, and that was Leonard Skinner, and I did not like them live.
I would never go to that. It's just boring.
Well, they have some hits.
Like I would, like I wouldn't like going to see
Mm.
Leonard Skinner is like on the same level of seeing like fucking AC/DC or like Guns N' Roses.
Well, no, because the crowd reaction was really good. It was just I prefer Creedence Clearwater over Leonard Skinner, and the only original member wasn't even there. So it was kind of disappointing. I mean, I get it because he was in the hospital, but like, really, you could have been up there in your fucking hospital bed on stage.
Yeah, Dave Grohl was on.
He just died.
Dave, oh yeah,
He just died.
He did just die like a couple weeks ago, huh? Shout out guy who died. Put up a picture of him in the clouds.
I also just wanted to mention, I don't know, I can't remember his name. I just saw it I saw it today. What's his name? Did you ever hear of the band Lost Prophets?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Ian Watkins, right? That guy is
Just
truly demented.
just got he was reportedly stabbed, beaten in prison in a hostage situation.
like recently?
Today. He deserved it,
Good.
okay?
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
He deserved it. I'm sorry, but
I'm gonna throw up that clip of him. They ask him what his guilty pleasure is, and the person who asked it was named Baby Girl, and he goes, "Oh, well, you just said it."
Baby girl asked, "What's your guilty pleasure?"
Right,
Jocko.
Fred.
are you serious?
Yes.
Well, since we're on the subject of this, what do you think of Dobby Vanity?
What is that?
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck that guy. They're fucking disgusting. They're creepos.
So it was so bad that what's his name from To Catch a Predator was in on it too.
Chris Hansen?
Yes.
He was out there trying to catch his ass?
Yes.
That fool is a predator.
So it was during COVID, and they were, they couldn't really go out and catch predators, so they had a thing on Onision, and then after Onision, it was Dobby Vanity, and they were just interviewing all of these girls, and just all of their stories just interlog, and it's disgusting. We were talking about favorite concerts, Less Than Jake.
Oh, yeah? That's yours? That would be... Yeah, you know what? I think I remember you mentioning that to me before, too.
That was a really good show. That was my introduction to ska.
I mean, that's a pretty good introduction.
Oh, no. Wait, what's Operation Ivy? Operation Ivy is not ska.
No, they're not ska. They're just like punk. I wouldn't call them ska.
No, because Sublime is...
What's
Sublime?
People call them ska all the time. But I wouldn't consider Sublime ska.
I'm literally having an identity crisis. What is this called? What is that genre called?
What Sublime does?
Yes.
Sublime,
No Doubt.
I always just hear people say ska.
Is it ska?
That's what I hear. I mean, it's No Doubt I would call ska, but Sublime, they have like 3 songs with like trumpets in it. I wouldn't call that ska.
I'm having an identity crisis.
Just Google Sublime.
Okay, I am right now. On that note, a break from our sponsors. It's considered ska punk. Okay, I said Operation Ivy earlier. What? I can't spell. What genre is Operation? I'm typing with one finger.
Like an old lady.
I can't. Why does it say alternative and indie? It's not.
It's not.
I don't know why I'm asking Google this. Okay, so I guess it is ska. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That's really hard because Operation Ivy is really good. Okay, anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. So on the subject of movies, I'm a independent filmmaker. I do directing. Assistant directing. All that good stuff with film. Do you have a movie at the moment that you're just like, this is my shit?
I'm not a big movie person, like per se. I, I'm tough with movies. I either love a movie or I fucking hate it. Like there's no movie that I can be like, yeah, that's fine. Like I'm either like this movie's awesome and I can watch it every time it comes on, or I'm like turn this shit off. Like I'm super specific with movies. If there's like one thing about a movie that bothers me, I'm like I'll remember it like the whole time I'm watching it. I'm pretty picky when it comes to movies.
Yeah, you and my buddy Caesar would get along perfectly.
Well, I'm also not like an elitist though. Like I'm not like, oh that sucks. I'll just be like, nah, I don't really like this. It's not my thing.
So there's like nothing. Like
I mean,
there's
the movie I can that I do watch like occasionally is He Never Died, which is the movie with Henry Rollins in it. What's so funny about that?
I forgot about that.
I love that movie.
I have not seen it yet.
It's so good. It's on Netflix.
He Never Died.
He Never Died. Yeah, that's the movie I'm obsessed with. I guess you could say. That's the one I can watch anytime. Like I'll just put it on and watch it. I like Blood In Blood Out. I've been really into Blood In Blood Out lately. No, I'm not. I'm not like, oh, it's so good. But I'm like, oh, it's like it keeps popping up in my head, and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch that again. That was a good movie. So I'd say Blood In Blood Out, and it's on YouTube for free, so it's easy to watch.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to Blood In Blood Out. Subscribe to Maddie's channel. More Blood In Blood Out content coming soon.
I've never seen it.
You've really never seen? Okay, well it's 3 fucking hours long, and it's weird. It's like the acting gets better as the movie goes on. It's weird. It's like they were still figuring it out when they started filming it.
I'm gonna have to look into that because just like with Breaking Bad, I don't know if you've ever seen that. I hope you have.
I've seen all of it.
Okay. As you start it, it's really shitty.
Fucking boring.
Like camera quality is horrible, the writing is terrible, and then you get more into it and you're like, oh, okay, this gets better and better and better and better because they got more money. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what it was.
That's what it seems like, because it starts out and the camera quality is not very good and the sound quality is not very good. Some of the acting is like really cringe, and the main character is a white man. He is not Hispanic, but they have him speaking in a they have him speaking in like a cholo type voice, and he's speaking Spanish, and the Spanish is not very good. But as the movie goes on, his Spanish gets like really good. And I'm like, this movie must have taken like a year or two to film, because it's very long, and the acting and camera quality and writing just gets progressively better and better. So I think it was just one of those things where they started learning a lot as they made it.
Yeah, and that definitely does happen, like, a lot, like, especially, like, when I was first well, I'm still first learning because I was only done 2 shoots, but I really started learning about it, like, as the days went on for the first shoot, and not only did it give me much more appreciation for what's out there in the industry, but it made me wanna do better.
Yeah,
So give me money.
Give me money to film things.
Yeah, you want your birthday party filmed? I'll film it. Just give me money. I'll get good equipment.
That actually, you know what? That's probably a thing that people do nowadays.
Yes, it has been for a very long time.
Well, I've never thought about filming my birthday party with a camera crew.
Interesting. Hey, do you want me to film your birthday?
Yeah, it's in 2 months.
How old are you turning? 35?
No, I'm turning 25, you fucking jerk.
Guys, he's old.
I'm not. I'm normal aged, man.
Everybody boo this man. Boo! That was loud. I'm
That
sorry.
was pretty loud. Yeah, I'd say blood and blood out. Just to wrap up that conversation. Well, I already know what your movie is.
No, you don't.
Lords of Chaos. You've watched it You've watched it like every day this past week.
How would you know that?
Because you keep sending me Snapchats with fucking Rory Culkin's face taking up your entire TV.
He's gaslighting me. Yeah. No. Okay, first. It's a Sundance film, okay? So, like, those are, like, independent films, so I appreciate it. Not only because it's independent, and because of Rory Culkin.
Oh, shit. Gets in a full-blown argument with me over Lords of Chaos.
It's just a good movie, but no, that is not my movie right now. For, like, the past 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4 years. I had to count because I can't do math in my head. It's Blend the Dirt.
Oh, yeah, it has been, yeah. That is your shit. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Let me just get my salad bowl really quick.
Why is it always a salad? Is that all they eat?
I swear to fucking God, every time you watch them on that fucking show, all they're eating is salad like they're fucking pigeons or something. Like they're fucking gerbils or something.
I was gonna say, you mean a rabbit?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All they do is eat salad and drink tequila.
And get lip injections and butt implants and have... Never mind, I'm not going to go down that road because I'm just going to get canceled.
We're gonna say something bad.
Cut.
Cut that out.
Back to first.
Yeah.
So, we should talk a little bit about slag.
Yes.
Slag, S-L-A-G-G, not swag. That's what I thought when he said it first.
Yeah,
I was like, swag.
I'm in a hardcore band called Swag.
It's like, oh, this is not going to be good.
No.
Okay, so a little bit about slag. What is it? What do you do?
So, in Slag right now, I play guitar and I do co-lead vocals and I record everything and mix it just enough to be able to send it to my other guitarist in Vegas who handles all the big production and talking to people about mixing it and stuff like that. But mainly what I do is guitar, the recording, and I scream on it as well. And we're just a hardcore band, but I don't even like saying we're hardcore because it's the new version of hardcore, which is basically just deathcore, but not as technical. Like stuff like Kublai Khan, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call them hardcore. They're like deathcore with hardcore influence.
Truth be told, I don't even fucking like you, bitch.
That felt directed at me, but I know it's a lyric. The evil grin. But yeah,
It's directed at you.
we have like 8 songs done. We plan on doing an EP here soon, but to be honest, with the way things are going and the way things are slowing down, it might even be sooner than soon. So, to be announced. I do have music done, but I can't release any of it myself.
Because of the NDA I had him sign.
Yes, because you're now my band manager, apparently.
Yes, as of 11:29 p.m.
Elects herself. No, but yeah, my brother-in-law plays bass for us. Then my vocalist Nick does vocals, and then my guitarist Eric used to be our drummer, and then one day was like, I don't want to play drums anymore. So we have a different drummer, but I haven't even met him yet. So
Oh, wow. That Where is he at?
In Ridgecrest. It's Eric's cousin.
Oh.
So I know he'll be cool, but I'm also like, I don't even know who he is. Like why don't you just want to play drums?
So, speaking of hardcore, do you have a favorite, like a local hardcore band that you're just like, this needs more appreciation? They need more.
The bands in my town are pretty few and far between, and about 90% of the time, the bands in my town are just cover bands. It's pretty disappointing. It's really hard to find people to play music with because they just want to play like alternative rock, and then it's like always just covers. So when you actually do find a musician, it's really hard to weed out the ones that are gonna work with your genre of music. Because I live in a pretty small town. The musicians I have played with in my town that play metal, it's like they want to play like Amon Amarth Viking metal type shit, and I'm like, I do not want to fucking play that. Or they want to play thrash, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be in a thrash band. Or they're just playing like indie rock, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be an indie rock band. So the only band in my town who I'd personally shout out would be the Forseers. They're kind of like an indie band, but they have like a hardcore influence. Their drummer's in a hardcore band. Their drummer's really cool. His name's Ryan. I actually recorded some screams on one of his projects called Mercury Transfer, which should be coming out here at some point, actually. It's me and Nick. I do everything with Nick. It's me, and you ever seen that show Robin Big? I'm like the Rob, and he's like the Big.
Oh my god, today we're gonna get your room painted to look like the forest because you're a bear. No.
That is what they did. But yeah, so
I was gonna say something else, but
what,
you know,
that's
probably.
I felt like you were gonna say butt waxed or something for some reason.
His remember when they did? I think it was in.
I think it was in
Fantasy Factory
Yeah.
with the gold.
I do remember that now. I'm gonna show.
I was like 8. Okay, I'm still traumatized.
His ass poking out. But yeah, the Forseers are definitely good. They actually just released an album and vinyls this last year, so they're actually doing it up. Like they're like a legit band, and Nick is actually on one of their songs on that album. So if you want to check out the Forseers, whoever watches this, I cannot remember what the song is called, but if you look up the Forseers, I'm sure you'll find them. But yeah, I'd shout out the Forseers. They're cool. They're different. They're like indie, but they're still hardcore. They still have moments of like. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain.
Indie.
Yeah, I don't know how I would describe them. They're like shoegazy indie, but they also have harder moments. And Nick on the song he's on, he's screaming the whole time. So it's a pretty good song.
I'm looking it up.
And then Mercury Transfer, me and Nick are on that with Ryan, and that should be coming out at some point this year.
Wow, that is very interesting. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bible. Ooh. Shitty merch.
That was just something I randomly thought of.
I should come up with a segment really quick.
Was Haggis the one with the hammers?
Oh my.
Was it them?
Short story that you can leave in. I had a boyfriend that really wanted one of those hammers.
Ugh.
And that makes me hate haggis even more. Also, I just want to mention, because it's totally fucking cute, my lock screen is Rory Culkin.
I saw that. I'm gonna switch it to Macaulay Culkin when you're not looking.
You're fired. You're fucking fired. Never step foot onto my fucking set. Okay?
Oh,
and I will have fucking SAG come after you and remove your pay.
Damn! That's fucked.
That's not Becky anymore. That's Director Madi.
That's just you.
quick story time. One time I was on a set for something that has not come out yet, and I had a whole table of party supplies on the table that I had spent some time setting up and taking pictures of. And I told everybody, hot set. What does hot set mean, everybody?
Means you don't touch anything on the set.
Thank you. What did everybody do when I was not looking?
Immediately moved everything on set.
So I was sitting there like, hey, where's that? Wait a second, where did that go? Wait a minute. And then I went ape shit crazy. Not ape shit crazy, but I did get slightly mad and start yelling at everybody to find my shit.
Well, you did say hot set.
I did say hot set.
Said it loud and clear.
But I am also not paying anybody, and Caesar is not paying anybody, so I could not kick anybody off of my set. Not my set. I was not directing it. I am not directing anything until this next thing I'm doing. Follow Distorted Directors on Instagram.
Shout out.
Actually, speaking of which, is there any YouTube channel or any social media for Slag that if people wanted to follow, they could follow?
So I do believe there is an Instagram account for Slag.
Mhm.
I don't have social media, so I never bothered to see what it was actually called. But I think if you look up Slag Hardcore Slag Band, will come up.
Okay, because we did talk about them quite a bit. As far as that goes, you know me on Instagram at Miss Maddie Rose, which that will probably change here soon because I'm all about death and destruction now.
No longer about roses, you're about killing people and skinning them alive.
No, mostly about burning down churches and murdering guitar players.
Oh, you're Varg now? You're gonna change your name to
Yes.
Maddie Vickerness?
Mm,
Would you marry that man for $100 million?
No. No. No.
Would you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mason is single. You can find him on Tinder
No, you cannot.
and Discord
No. Why are you
and
gonna
Snapchat.
No.
And you can find him on the side of the road in Ridgecrest.
Make me sound so creepy.
He also likes the...
If you say something fucked up, it's getting bleeped out. Better not say.
He also likes 2-liter bottles of Diet Pepsi, which everybody knows that is the worst soda known to mankind. All kinds of Diet Pepsi are pretty horrible.
I will leave that in. But yeah, find Slag. Find Slag on Instagram. Slag Hardcore or Slag something. I'll put the link on the screen, so if anyone's interested, they can look into it. We don't have any music out yet. We do have a little bit of teasers. We plan on releasing music at some point, but at the moment, with the way that all of us are so busy in our lives, it's just been hard to actually meet up and do stuff.
Send them money.
Don't do that.
Give them love.
Yes.
Tell
us.
Maybe go find them and kiss them on their cheeks.
Do not kiss me on the cheek. I will push you so hard. Whoever does it.
Wash their feet with your hair.
What?
Please get rid of this.
I will cut that out.
You know what? Burn this whole podcast. I'm never posting this.
No, it's good. After it's edited down, it'll be fine.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Miss Maddie Rose. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, which is what you're watching this on. And look for me on Disjointed Directors. I am directing a project coming up here soon. I can't talk about it, but all I can say is I'm directing. I might have another account coming up here soon with some music stuff that I'm working on, mostly covers because I don't know how to write my own music. If you want to be on this podcast, my email will be in the description. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm not putting my phone number in there because I know some of you are just going to disrespect it and send me horrible things.
Abuse that.
Some of you are there. Black salami. Thank you. All right, everybody. Have a nice night.